Any photo technician would tell you that the picture is impossible. Given the speed of the film, the speed of the lenses at that time, it's not possible to take that photograph, but it exists. There are all sorts of theories as to how it may have occurred, but she's absolutely pin sharp at a time when you really couldn't do that with that degree of movement. So it's a mystery photograph.
If a dog's flying through the air or a woman's about to fall over, you only get 2 or 3 frames, and in those days he probably had to wind the camera on, to get to the next frame. So he only had one chance. Today, at photographers, we can turn on the motor drive, point the camera, and have 25 pictures of that moment, and we can choose our best picture. But even if you did that and put them alongside Lartigue's pictures, he would still come out on top.
Just as Lartigue was mastering movement with his cameras, the world picked up speed too. And as 20th century technology took flight, Lartigue's father Henri had the wealth and connections to ensure that Jacques and his camera had a front row seat. From the age of 12, Lartigue had been visiting Paris's emerging airfields and racetracks. One image taken at the Dieppe Grand Prix in 1912 embodies the wonder and optimism he felt at the birth of this new age.
It looks like the kind of work that was produced by the futurist painters. It's an extraordinary image and a very exciting image which comes very close to the sensation that the viewer at that particular moment of watching this car racing past would have.
Since the age of 8, Lartigue had been making albums of his many photographs. He'd also been keeping meticulous daily diaries. In his world, the sun always shone. At the top of each page, he recorded the weather, which was invariably beau or très beau. This was usually followed by an exhaustive list of the photos he'd taken that day.
Il sait très bien qu'il ne peut pas gâcher ses plaques. Donc il fait très attention et il les connaît tellement par cœur, les images qu'il a prises dans la journée, qu'il arrive à les dessiner de mémoire. Le soir, en rentrant sur son agenda, il dessine les photographies qu'il a prises avec des détails absolument d'une précision incroyable. Et ça veut dire qu'il s'en souvient parfaitement.
If he missed an opportunity to take a photograph, he was tormented by a sense of loss.
It was already getting quite dark, and I didn't have my camera. Suddenly on the pavement I saw the most beautiful woman I have ever seen coming towards me. Regret for that lost photograph is beginning to haunt me. Something different from regret even, like a kind of inconsolable sorrow.
In 1910, the young boy's fascination with inventions, cars and planes gave way to a more adolescent preoccupation.
Women. Everything about them fascinates me. Their dresses, their scent, the way they walk, the makeup on their faces, their hands full of rings, and above all, their hats.
It's hard to imagine now, but in 1910, this is where you would find some of the most elegantly dressed women in the world. They would gather here to promenade along what was then known as the Avenue des Acacias. The teenage Lartigue was obsessed by photographing them. He spent entire days here. For an adolescent photographer, this road was paradise.
This is where I lie in wait, sitting in an iron chair. Camera controls fine adjusted. Distance 4.5 to 5 meters. Shutter slit 4 millimeters. Aperture, that depends which side she appears from.
Well, there's a wonderful image of a woman walking along the Bois de Boulogne, and in the background of the image you can see a horse-drawn carriage and you can see an automobile. And so he's recording the moment of change in the century when the automobile is taking over from the horse-drawn carriage. And this woman is already becoming a kind of relic of the past.
What Lartigue didn't realize was that he was recording a world that was about to vanish. In August 1914, Germany declared war on Russia. It signaled the end of the Belle Epoque and Lartigue's easy childhood. Although his health exempted him from military service, he couldn't entirely escape the impact of war. The global economy was faltering, his father's fortune declining. Lartigue had to earn a living.
I think he really wanted to be a photo reporter, saw himself going in that direction, but his parents stepped in just before the war and had a family friend have a talk with Lartigue about going to the Académie Julienne to become a painter, and that of course was a much more respectable profession. You could be a little bohemian and a society person at the same time, but you couldn't be a photo reporter, no way.
Lartigue took up painting with great dedication, and it was to remain his profession for the next 30 years. Yet to his great frustration, his brushwork never quite matched his skill with a camera. In 1924, one review proclaimed his work to be painted by a hand undirected by the brain. When Lartigue died, so many canvases remained unsold that 1,500 were left to the French nation by his widow Fleurette.
Voilà un tableau vraiment tout à fait... Voilà, 1922, c'est le portrait de son cousin Ubu, vous voyez. Ça, à mon avis, c'est une influence de la photographie. Il y a quelque chose comme oui, ces photographies prises en gros plan. Ça, c'est une peinture, ce qu'on appelle en français une peinture au couteau, vous voyez. Et c'est une série qu'il a fait au Mexique à partir des palmiers, vous voyez. Je pourrais vous en montrer d'autres. Là, bien sûr, je n'aurais pas